Sorry. How could you even be considering this? Don't you see that our environment, our land, is being taken away from us? This is just another ploy to take whatever little scraps we have left.
This deal is a matter of survival.
Survival? You're willing to take a deal that won't even last a decade and will be weaker in the long run from it? The sea ice that we used to hunt on, it's around for fewer and fewer days every year. New shipping lanes are opening up, and we should have a right to any economic activity that this melting ice enables. They're just looking for a way to take those lands from us before we even have a chance to use them.
You don't understand, Denali. Climate change is not our people's biggest priority right now. We have women from our community being kidnapped. We have a fentanyl crisis. We live in poverty. If the Vance administration is extending this lifeline to us, it's the best chance we've got. I've seen them close doors behind us before, and I'm not going to let this opportunity slip from our grasp.
You're selling my future. And for what? A deal that won't even last a decade and will leave our people worse off than we started?
Enough. When you're the chief, you can make those decisions, but for now, I have to prioritize our people's survival so we have a chance in the future.
Hey everybody, this video is going to be part 2 of my series on how to create quality content using generative AI. So what we're looking at here on my screen is the full audio journal from last video, part 1, where we did a generative brainstorming, where we just kept generating the next word to kind of flesh out this draft. And now I have imported this into Audacity. And Audacity is a great free tool to mess with the audio, and we can combine multiple tracks, and we can essentially make sure we have a master audio before we bring it to the video generation stage. And I've found that's the easiest way to kind of manage these things. So let's start. We're going to start by running a full transcription on this. Let's export it. We're just going to do the full thing just to demonstrate how it works. And for this project, I wrote a little simple script that takes in any file, any audio file, and will turn it into a text file, basically doing a speech to text using AssemblyAI. And AssemblyAI is giving away free $50 in API credits, and it's usually like a cent per minute. So we should easily be able to do this entire audio journal. So let's start by pulling in that file. Ready? Alrighty, and we are going to run this. So when you first, this will be linked in the description, this GitHub. When you first download this, you're going to want to open your .env file, put in your API key for AssemblyAI. You'll get a free one. And then you're also going to want to move whatever file you want to convert into this directory. Now, you're also going to want to run pip install AssemblyAI to get all the dependencies you're going to need. And the next thing, I've already run that, so we can run it just to show. It won't hurt. It'll just re-download everything we need. So let's run this little script I wrote. The name of the file, it's an ugly name. Let's see if I copy the relative path. I'll just delete that. Boop. All right, now it's chugging away. And when, let's get ready for that while we're waiting. Um, so the narration software I use is ElevenLabs, and they're great because they let you basically create voices, they let you clone voices, and they have great feature projects here. So we're starting on chapter 3. Chapter 3. Alrighty. And let's see, enter. Okay, it's still loading. So I will cut here and we'll come back when we're ready to go. Alrighty, we're back. We just finished up and now we can search through this. And this is going to be a lot easier. So chapter might be a good denotion word. So we're looking for chapter 3, chapter 2. All right. In this chapter, okay, so we're concluding the chapter. There it is, chapter 3. Wonderful. Alrighty, so we're just going to copy. Boom, up through there. Now we are going to move on to ElevenLabs. We're going to copy that. So that's all you got. All right, 8 years later, and all I have returned to the same when the tribe's fate had been traded for a temporary economic boon. She had been transformed. As you know, my father had a minor heart attack last month. For the prosperity, for the sake of the um, I need to remind myself of the name of the tribe. Oh, Alabas. Is that right? Athabascan. For the sake of the Athabascan tribe, my father, our chief, has decided to step down from his position. I have decided to all right. So now this is a moment where we bring in some contextual, historical information to ground us in reality. So we're going to go to Athabascan tribal ritual. We choose chief. All right. So I like this. They organized a meeting with the government to protect burial ground. Okay. This is interesting. Um, so it sounds like the Athabascan tribe did not think of itself as having a unified identity in the same way as it does post colonization when they came together to form a collective union power block. Um, so there's no like formal, you know, tradition for this. It's probably just chosen in a political manner. I have decided to accept the tribal leadership's nomination for chief. So we're gonna pop this out. Eight, pop it here. 8 years ago in this very room, a deal was made that decided the fate of our tribe. Let's not narrate it. I've enjoyed not using narration. 8 years ago in this very room, a deal was made that decided the fate of our tribe. So here's the trick to using ElevenLabs. The first trick is realize every generation you do costs some credits, and that translates to real money. So what you want to do is use your own voice to do the initial generation. We're kind of trying to build up from manual content to slowly getting more and more of an automated, introducing AI into it. So we're going to start with my narration, and as you go through this first run through, you're going to do two things. The first is you want to have every sentence be a separate line. That's so that you can regenerate just a sentence so it sounds weird. Um, and we can go through later in the editing software using Audacity, and we can trim and widen gaps between lines to make it sound how we want. So the first pass is just making it sound coherent. The voice we want is sort of a second person view, like we're watching this take place. So let's continue from here. So we've all prospered economically, but at what cost? We've seen our land be scarred, our waters poisoned, our ice melted. We don't even get ice anymore. On a yearly basis. During even the deepest depths of winter, the Arctic sea ice has receded and been replaced with shipping lanes that inevitably spill oil and waste that washes up on our coastlines. I promise you, I will take back what has been unjustly stolen from us, from our people. I will make those who have desecrated our land pay. I will get retribution for what they've done to us. Cheer. Awesome. So we want this, but we don't want narration. What we want is sound effect. So what we can do is we can go over to sound effects and we can generate one. The crowd erupts and cheers. Let's not have the chanting. Let's just have the erupting and cheers. It's hard to do the Denali chant. We might need to, we'll give it a try. Oof, okay. Yeah, I want to make sure you guys can hear this. And unfortunately, I don't think you can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compile this into a video and we can watch it together. I'll pick a few sound effects that go well, and then we will listen to the full audio and we'll just have a little background visual, and we can watch it together.
Fellow brothers and sisters, as you know, my father had a minor heart attack last month. For the sake of the Athabascan tribe, my father, our chief, has decided to step down from his position. I have decided to accept the tribal leadership's nomination for chief and lead this tribe into a new beginning. 8 years ago, in this very room, a deal was made with the colonial government that decided the fate of our tribe. We have all prospered economically, but at what cost? We've seen our land be scarred, our waters poisoned, our ice melted. We don't even get ice anymore on a yearly basis. During even the deepest depths of winter, the Arctic sea ice has receded and been replaced with shipping lanes that inevitably spill oil and waste that washes up on our coastlines. I promise you, I will take back what has been unjustly stolen from our people. I will make those who have desecrated our land pay. I will get retribution for what they've done to us.